Hedera just blasted past an 11 market cap while analysts quietly whisper 330 cents, but ETF delays could blow the whole party up. Stellar's ripping higher, up triple digits in places, sniffing at XRP's throne. XRP sits $3.31, flirting with resistance while the crowd asks, "Did I miss it?" This could be the biggest alt breakout of the year or the setup for a brutal bull trap. Which it becomes depends on ETF timelines, real capital rotation, and whether flows stay constructive or violently mean revert. HBAR bulls versus the ETF delay. The Hedera community has been buzzing with one big question. Can HBAR still make a run toward $80, even with the ETF delays hanging over its head? At first glance, the target seems ambitious. After all, $1.80 would represent a massive leap from current levels. But for die-hard HBAR bulls, it's not just a number, it's a psychological milestone that signals Hedera's arrival as a heavyweight in the altcoin arena. Bulls point to the fundamentals. Hedera's hashgraph technology offers lightning-fast transaction speeds, predictable fees, and enterprise-level security. Over the past year, partnerships have quietly piled up, from Fortune 500 companies to cutting-edge blockchain startups, all choosing Hedera for its efficiency and stability. They argue that ETF approval, whenever it comes, will simply be the fuel on an already well-oiled machine. But then, there's the other camp. The skeptics. Without ETF hype to supercharge investor sentiment, they warn the market might drift sideways, weighed down by macroeconomic uncertainty and stiff competition from rival Layer 1 networks. They believe that while the long-term outlook for HBAR is strong, the $1.80 target in the near term could be more fantasy than forecast. With volatility creeping back into the crypto markets, the coming weeks could act as a litmus test for Hedera's resilience. Will the bulls muscle through the ETF delay and keep the $1.80 dream alive? Or will the lack of a near-term catalyst cause momentum to stall? One thing is certain, HBAR's next move is about to tell us a lot more than just its price. HBAR's 7% price surge and $11 billion market cap breakthrough. After weeks of choppy, indecisive price action, Hedera suddenly caught fire, surging 7% in a single trading session and pushing its market capitalization past the coveted $11 billion mark. For many traders, this wasn't just a random pop. It was the kind of sharp, decisive move that signals something brewing beneath the surface. Volume spiked, order books thinned, and for the first time in a while, HBAR bulls had a reason to grin as they watched green candles stack on the chart. The move also carried symbolic weight. A double-digit billion-dollar market cap isn't just a vanity metric. It puts Hedera in a different conversation among top-tier crypto projects. It shows that even without ETF approval, institutional whispers, or blockbuster news, Hedera can still command serious investor attention. On-chain data backs it up. Wallet activity ticked higher, transaction counts surged, and liquidity across exchanges saw a noticeable bump. Analysts watching the move noted that much of the buying came from a mix of retail momentum traders and longer-term holders adding to their positions, a rare overlap that often precedes extended rallies. But not everyone is convinced the breakout will stick. Some market veterans caution that a 7% pump can just as quickly turn into a 7% retracement if sentiment cools. Without a follow-through rally, they warn HBAR could fall back into the same sideways channel it's been stuck in for months. Still, the psychological boost of crossing $11 billion cannot be understated. In a market where confidence often drives as much price action as fundamentals, this surge might be the spark that reignites bullish momentum heading into the next cycle. The $3.30 breakout setup. Hedera's chart is showing one of the most bullish technical setups in the crypto playbook, the inverse head and shoulders pattern. For those new to chart analysis, this formation often signals the end of a downtrend and the start of a strong bullish reversal. In simple terms, it's the market's way of saying, get ready for liftoff. According to analysts tracking HBAR closely, a confirmed breakout above the neckline could open the door to a massive rally toward $3.30, a level not seen in years. The bullish case is strengthened by increasing trading volume and a recent surge in on-chain activity, suggesting that both retail and institutional investors are quietly accumulating. However, the market is still waiting for that decisive push. If buyers can break resistance and sustain momentum, $3.30 could shift from an ambitious target to a reachable milestone. But if the breakout fails, traders may need to reset their expectations and possibly look for support zones before another attempt. Stellar's 12.45% surge, legal wins and tech upgrades fuel the rally. Stellar XLM just posted an impressive 12.45% price jump, and it's not hard to see why traders are buzzing. The surge came in the wake of two major catalysts. First, the SEC's dismissal of its lawsuit against Ripple sent a wave of optimism through the entire crypto market, especially for projects with similar use cases in cross-border payments. With the legal cloud lifting over Ripple, investors are speculating that Stellar could enjoy a friendlier regulatory environment moving forward. Second, Stellar's development team is preparing for a significant network upgrade, aimed at boosting transaction throughput, scalability, and interoperability. This isn't just a routine patch. The upgrade is expected to make Stellar more competitive against other high-speed blockchain networks, potentially attracting new partnerships and enterprise adoption. Combined, these factors have ignited bullish sentiment, drawing in both technical traders chasing momentum and long-term investors eyeing fundamental growth potential. If the rally holds, XLM could test key resistance levels and possibly set the stage for a sustained uptrend in the coming weeks. The bigger picture for XLM, beyond the headlines. While the 12.45% price surge grabbed attention, the real story for XLM is unfolding behind the scenes. Stellar has been quietly strengthening its position in the cross-border payments market, the same arena where Ripple has long dominated. Institutional interest in Stellar's blockchain has been climbing, especially from fintech companies seeking a low-cost, fast settlement alternative to SWIFT. With the upcoming network upgrade, Stellar is poised to handle higher transaction volumes without compromising speed, which could make it even more attractive for remittance services and micropayment platforms. Moreover, Stellar's focus on real-world asset tokenization, from stablecoins to central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, could be a game changer. Projects in Africa, Latin America, and Southeast Asia are already exploring Stellar's infrastructure to bring banking services to the unbanked, an initiative that aligns with global financial inclusion goals. From a market perspective, XLM's current technical setup suggests traders are watching for a breakout confirmation. If buying pressure persists and the broader altcoin market maintains momentum, XLM could see double-digit percentage gains in the near term, making it one of the most closely watched assets in the coming weeks. The closing surge. What this all means for the market. The crypto market isn't just moving, it's gearing up for a coordinated push. Hedera's ETF buzz, the technical breakout setups for HBAR, Stellar's 12% surge on the back of Ripple's legal win, and the accelerating pace of real-world blockchain adoption all point to a market that's waking up from its consolidation phase. Investors are no longer just speculating on future potential, they're positioning for imminent catalysts. From inverse head and shoulders breakouts to major protocol upgrades, we're seeing a convergence of bullish technicals and fundamentally strong narratives across multiple projects. And here's the kicker. These moves aren't isolated. When one large cap altcoin starts gaining momentum, liquidity tends to spill over into others. This creates a domino effect, where price rallies can amplify across the market in a matter of days, sometimes hours. For traders, this is the time to sharpen entry and exit strategies. For long-term holders, it's a reminder that accumulation phases don't last forever, and when the breakout hits, it can happen fast. So whether you're eyeing HBAR's next resistance, tracking XLM's climb toward a multi-month high, or scanning for the next altcoin ready to explode, one thing is clear: the crypto market's heartbeat is quickening, and the next wave might be closer than you think. The signs are everywhere. Chart patterns tightening, volume ticking up, and narratives aligning. Whether it's Hedera inching toward that $80 and beyond, Stellar riding the wave of legal clarity, or the broader altcoin market gearing up for a liquidity surge, the pieces are falling into place. The next few weeks could be make or break for traders who've been waiting on the sidelines. And remember, in crypto, hesitation often costs more than mistakes. If you found this breakdown valuable, make sure you smash that like button so YouTube knows you want more deep dive market analysis. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next big move before it happens. And drop your thoughts in the comments. Which coin do you think is about to lead the next altcoin rally? Because the market waits for no one, and the next big breakout, it could be happening while you're still thinking about it.